Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to all of you to the graduation ceremony 2024 of the Chartered Institute of Personal Management, Sri Lanka. Our dignitaries are going to be arriving into the venue very soon. Our chief guest for today is Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe. He is the Vice Chancellor of Valedictory University of Sri Lanka. We have our guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Belmer, the Cultural and Cooperation Counselor at the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and Maldives. We also have the President and the Governing Council of CIPM Sri Lanka, together with the faculty members and senior staff members of the Institute who will be joining us right now in a ceremonial procession. As soon as our dignitaries walk inside the hall, we'd like to request you then to please stand and welcome them as they walk in. We'll give them a few minutes as they are currently in the ceremonial procession right outside the hall. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request us all to please rise as we welcome our dignitaries into our midst. Joining us here at the graduation ceremony 2024, we are delighted to welcome our chief guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, Vice Chancellor of the Valedictory University of Sri Lanka, guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Belmer, Cultural and Cooperation Counselor at the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and Maldives. We also have the President and the Governing Council of CIPM Sri Lanka, together with faculty members and senior staff members of the Institute. It's now time for us to invite our dignitaries to do the honors of lighting the traditional oil lamp as we commence our graduation ceremony on an auspicious note. To join us in the lighting of the traditional oil lamp, we'd like to invite the President, CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, Chief Guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, Vice Chancellor, Valedictory University of Sri Lanka, Guest of Honor, Ms. Olivia Belmare, Counselor for Cooperation and Culture at the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and the Maldives, Immediate Past President, Mr. Ken Vijayakumar, Vice President, CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. Priyankara Senviratne, Honorary Secretary, CIPM Sri Lanka, Dr. Neil Bogahalanda, Honorary Treasurer, CIPM Sri Lanka, Air Vice Marshal Manoj Keppetipola, Chief Executive Officer, CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. UAC Obeyasekara, Director of Professional and Academic Affairs, CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. G. Veeratunga, Chairman, Professional and Academic Affairs Technical Committee, Dr. Sanat Palyaguru, Director Operations, CIPM Sri Lanka, Ms. Himali Dasanayaka, Head of the Business School, Mr. Anushka Erskine, representing our partners, we have Strategic Partner Nippon Paint, we have Director General Manager, Mr. Nemantha Abhay-Singha, we'd also like to invite Mr. Aruna Gunasekara, Head of HR and Administration. From our strategic partner, Layup, we'd like to invite Mr. Prageet Rodrigo, Assistant Manager, Marketing and Communications. From our strategic partner, Citrec, we have Mr. Dasun Ayushmantha, Manager HR. We'd also like to invite two representatives from the graduates to join us as well in the lighting of the oil lamp. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we now have the following dignitaries joining us at the head table. To join us on stage, we'd like to have the President of CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, Chief Guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, Vice Chancellor, Valedictory University of Sri Lanka, our Guest of Honor, Ms. Olivia Belmare, Counselor for Cooperation and Culture at the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and Maldives, our immediate past President of CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. Ken Vijayakumar, Vice President, Mr. Priyankara Senviratne, Honorary Secretary, Dr. Neil Bogahalanda, Honorary Treasurer, Air Vice Marshal Manoj Keppetipola. We'd also like to invite the Chairman, Professional and Academic Affairs Technical Committee, Dr. Sanat Palyaguru, Chief Executive Officer of CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. UAC Obeyasekara, and Director of Professional and Academic Affairs, CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. G. Veeratunga. We'd like to invite all of you to please remain standing as we have our dignitaries taking their place at the head table. And with that being said, please do stand in attention now for the national anthem followed by the CIPM theme song.
සකල දේශයම ජයදඩ නම්වන අභිමානයකින් ඉදිරියටම යන CIPM සැමදා මොරැඳෙන නවමු ආරකින් පිබිදී සුපිපෙන සුහදව නිති මිනිසත්කම් අගයන ව්‍යවසායකයින් රැජමෙන සිරිබිම දියුණෙන් දියුණට පෙරමුණගෙන අද සාඩම්බරයෙන් සිහිපත් කර අපි සමරමු පැටියෙන් දිරිදෙන හැම නිති අනදි සේවයෙන් ලොවගෙන නාපි අදත් හෙටත් සැමදා වැජබෙමු අපි CIPM name shall excel, flying a flag of splendor through our realm. நாடும் சிறந்து நாளும் செழிக்க ஒன்றாய் சேர்ந்து உரைப்போம் நாமும் මානව සම්පත අගතැන්පත් කර සකල දේශයම ජයදඩ නංවන අභිමානයකින් ඉදිරියටම යන CIPM සැමදා මොරැඳෙන අභිමානයකින් ඉදිරියටම යන CIPM සැමදා මොරැඳෙන
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may please take your seats now. Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to all of you to the graduation ceremony 2024 of the Chartered Institute of Personal Management, Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a day of great pride and celebration. It's a high point on the academic calendar because today we recognize and reward the accomplishments and achievements of our dear students. This graduation ceremony, which is steeped in dignity and honor, is a culmination of all of our students' hard efforts over many, many months. Today at CIPM, we take immense pride that our incredible students are now equipped and empowered with the skills and qualifications required to enrich the HR landscape of Sri Lanka and even the world. Each graduating student who has joined us here today has truly shown great dedication towards their academic pursuits. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, as we commence with our graduation ceremony this morning, can we please begin by giving all of our graduating students a huge round of applause? Come on, let's put our hands together as we congratulate them on their fantastic achievements. Yes, indeed. And we are sure that this batch of hardworking students will certainly go on to make CIPM Sri Lanka very, very proud indeed. Now, as we commence with our ceremony this morning, we'd like to, of course, begin by officially extending a warm welcome to every single one of you in the audience. To do the honors of delivering the welcome address, please allow me to formally introduce to you the President of CIPM Sri Lanka. Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe is a product of Trinity College, Kandy. He currently serves as the Chief People Officer of Siam City Cement Lanka Limited, or INSEE. He counts over 28 years of experience in the field of human resource management. He has held senior HR positions in hospitality, banking and finance, plantation and the food and beverage sectors in Sri Lanka, Indonesia, India and Malaysia. He was also employed at Coca-Cola Beverages Sri Lanka Limited as the HR Director for 11 years. He has a Master's in Business Administration from Ashbourne University, UK, a National Diploma in Human Resource Management from IPM Sri Lanka. He also possesses a postgraduate qualification in HR Management from the Postgraduate Institute of Management, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. He has well-rounded experience with modern HR management tools and is extensively trained in Japan, USA, China, Vietnam, Dubai, Malaysia, India, Nepal, Philippines, Indonesia, and Singapore. He started his journey in the Executive Council of CIPM in 2009, and many years later, many responsibilities later, he is now the President of CIPM Sri Lanka. With this introduction, ladies and gentlemen, to now do the honors of delivering the welcome address, please join me in inviting the President of CIPM Sri Lanka. Put your hands together for Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Chief guest, Professor Udita K. Jayasinghe Mudalige, Vice Chancellor of Wayamba University. Guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Belmer, the Cultural and Cooperation Counselor of French Embassy for Sri Lanka and Maldives. Mr. Ken Vijay Kumar, immediate past president. Mr. Priyankara Senaviratne, Vice President, Dr. Neil Bogalanda, Honorary Secretary, Air Vice Marshal Manoj Kapetipola, Honorary Treasurer, Committee Chair, Dr. Sanath Palyaguru, Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Chris Obesekara, Director of Professional Affairs and Academic, Mr. G. Veeratunga, respected council members, past presidents, distinguished faculty, proud parents and family members, staff of CIPM, and most importantly, dear graduates. Good morning to all of you. It's both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today to deliver the welcome address as the President of CIPM, since we celebrate a significant milestone in the lives of these exceptional graduates. First of all, I take this opportunity to warmly welcome our chief guest, Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe Mudalige, Vice Chancellor of Wayamba University. Professor Jayasinghe Mudalige, whose contribution to the higher education has been extremely remarkable. We are truly privileged to have you here today with us, and we look forward to your words of wisdom and inspiration. I would also like to take a moment to welcome our guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Belmer, the Cultural and Corporate Counselor of French Embassy for Sri Lanka and Maldives. Your presence here is a testament to the importance of HR professionals in shaping successful organization and building strong collaboration work cultures. I also warmly welcome our council members and past presidents who have gathered here today to witness the achievement of our graduates. Your passion, dedication, and continuous support are highly appreciated. To our respected lecturers and the invigilators, through our expertise and mentorship, you have inspired and equipped our students with knowledge and skills needed to thrive in a constantly evolving HR landscape. Chief Executive Officer and the staff of CIPM, your relentless collaboration has been remarkable in achieving this significant milestone. The parents and family members of the graduates, your unwavering support, encouragement, and sacrifices have been the foundation of this success. Through every challenge, you have been there, offering guidance, strength, and love. To our graduates, today marks the culmination of your efforts, learning, and growth. The field of human resources is one that requires not only knowledge and skills, but also empathy, leadership, and the ability to navigate complex organizational dynamics. As you step into the professional world, you carry with you the responsibility of fostering environments where people can thrive, and we have every confidence that you will just do that. In today's fast-paced and ever-changing business landscape, the role of HR professionals has become more crucial than ever. You have chosen a path that is critical to the success of any organization. Your role goes beyond more administrative. It is about leadership, empathy, and creating conducive environment where people can thrive. These are the qualities that will set you apart as you move forward in your career trajectory. Your professional education has equipped you the ability to think critically, to approach challenges with creativity, and to handle complex interpersonal dynamics with wisdom and grace. The world of work is changing rapidly. The rise of new technologies, the need for more flexible work arrangements, and a greater emphasis on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Keeping that in mind, it is a time that demands your courage, adaptability, and commitment to lifelong learning with a growth mindset. I strongly encourage you to be bold in your decisions, be compassionate in your interactions, and always try to make a positive impact on the people around you. Strive to attain your employees' trust and provide a sense of purpose in their work. I encourage you to embrace these challenges with enthusiasm. I leave you with a quote from Maya Angelou. She used to be a poet and a social activist in USA. She said, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Let me repeat it. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. As HR professionals, never forget the power that you have to make people feel valued, respected, and empowered. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavor. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much to the President of CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, for that very encouraging and thoughtful opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, it's indeed a deep honor that gracing our graduation ceremony here this morning, we have with us our chief guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe. Allow me to officially introduce our chief guest to you. Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe is an eminent academic and leader in the field of agricultural economics and business management. He currently serves as the Vice Chancellor of the Valedictory University of Sri Lanka and the Chair of the Department of Agribusiness Management at the Valedictory University. Professor Jayasinghe has also held prestigious roles including Secretary to the Ministry of Agriculture in Sri Lanka. With an impressive academic foundation, Professor holds a BSc in Agriculture First Class Honours from the University of Peradeniya, an MSc in Agricultural Economics and a PhD from the University of Guelph, Canada. He has undertaken postdoctoral research at renowned institutions like the University of Massachusetts in the USA and Monash Business School, Australia. His professional journey is enriched with global expertise, having received the Fulbright Teaching and Research Fellowship, USA, the Endeavour Postgraduate Research Fellowship, Australia, and many other prestigious fellowships and awards. An active contributor to research, Professor Jayasinghe has published over 150 articles in peer-reviewed journals and has presented his work at more than 425 international and national symposia. His contributions have been widely recognized, earning him multiple national and international awards, including Presidential Research Awards, National Science Foundation Awards, and the Young Scientist Award for Excellence in Research. He has served as an expert consultant for numerous global organizations, including the Food and Agriculture Organization, United Nations, and the International Development Research Center. His expertise in agribusiness, environmental management, and food security has had a profound impact both nationally and internationally. He's also a dedicated educator, having developed and taught in numerous undergraduate and postgraduate programs. His work in enhancing teaching methodologies and promoting student-centered learning has made a lasting contribution to higher education. Ladies and gentlemen, with this introduction, it's now our privilege to listen to our chief guest address the gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we welcome Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe.
Can you put the first slide?
Good morning to everybody, including here the distinguished people from the representing CIPM on the here and there. I don't want to tell by name. They're the people who have developed a culture of human resource management in this country. And graduates, today, you are adding to this set of people from today onwards with your knowledge, skills, attitudes, and others. And very importantly, the mothers and fathers of these graduates, I'm really happy to see you as people who have contributed to make their son or daughter as a very eminent who I will tell a person, why we call a person should have qualities. If otherwise, we are not going to say you have qualities. Any animal can be an animal anytime, but animal cannot be an animal easily. That's my one thing I am always thinking. All animals are people, all animals are animals, but all animals are not bad, all peoples also not bad. What the CIPM is doing, we also join with the CIPM, YM University of Sri Lanka, through an MOU, to create our graduates also who set into the field of government and to the arena of sort of entrepreneurship and to the private sector and semi-government sector. What I'm going to show you within, say, a few minutes, what you should do from tomorrow. Okay, today you will be enjoying your certificate, photos, be with your mother, father, have a good lunch or dinner, meet your friends and others. When it's come to tomorrow, right, from that point, what you should do with your qualification in hand, your photo in hand, right? You will be leaving CIPM or joining with it with another program. But to say you are a human resource or a qualified person, to say a person, I believe there should be a pathway. I also did it in that way. I got my first degree in 1994. November 1st, I joined 1996. November 1st, I joined with the university system. After getting my results from the University of Peradeniya, it was a record. Still could not break with the results, but I decided to come to a newly opening university at YM University of Sri Lanka. At that time, we have just a single sort of building, I would say. But we started the university. Easily, I could have been joined with another university in another country, but we decided to start. Why? I'm telling it is because of, you can see, we want to do what you love. That is simple. We don't want to do anything that we do not love, right? That's why you learn. Every time we set our life to see that one in there, what you love. Don't do anything that you don't love. තමන් වෛර කරන, තමන් ද්වේෂ කරන, තමන් කෝප වෙන දෙයක් කරන්න එපා. තමන් ආදරය කරන, තමන් දයාව දක්වන, තමන්ට කැමති දෙයක් කරන්න. If otherwise, no point of whether you are in heaven or any other place, no point. When you have like that, right, second thing comes. You can be love with any other thing, but it should be what the world needs. If you want to do something, just because you love with something, world will not accept it because they don't love it. They don't need it. So if you can love something the world needs, world expects from you, world admire, then only your CIPM graduation works. That means what? You have what? You have a mission. So we have mission statement, vision statement everywhere in every wall, but have it on your heart, right? That is my mission from tomorrow. What? I love the things what the world needs, and I will set my pathway of development through that mission. I did it, I'm happy. From the day first of my graduation, every time I am counting and adding into my life what I love and what the world needs. If there is something that you want to have it, even if I love it, I don't want to make it my mission. That has happened to me also, unfortunately. I love to see this country is developed in agriculture, food security, and be very environmentally friendly in a systematic manner. But when I was called for a work as a secretary with my qualification, I was asked to do this and that. Now. I told, no, sir, I cannot do it in that way. There should be, the world needs it, but we need to follow a mission. Unfortunately, I was asked to leave. I left. On that day, I told, sir, you will have to also leave for sure because of this. He has to left, right? So that's the version, please understand. When you love something, it is, yes, but if the world do not needs it right now, no point of being a human resource for that one. Set your mindset, set your mission to fit into these two. Then, another thing is coming. What you are good at. You love on something. Yes, we love. For how many things we love? But when you're going to have it, we are not good at having it. Our qualifications, our abilities, our attitudes, our skills, we are not good at. So we feel very sorry then. අපිට දුක හිතෙනවා. අපිට බෑ කියලා හිතෙනවා. අපි මෙයා කොහොමද කරන්නේ කියලා හිතනවා. ඇයි ඒ? අපි හරි ආදරෙයි අපිට කරන්න ඕනේ. ඩිග්‍රී 5ක් ගන්න ඕනේ. ක්වොලිෆිකේෂන් 8ක් ගන්න ඕනේ. මේ දවස් වෙනකොට කරන්න ඕනේ. But you are not good at doing so. That's why you got this graduation today. Now you are fit with that one. CIPM experts here, you have placed in a different pathway. It is not your mission. What is it? It is your passion, right? No, your mission should be fit with your passion of doing it. See how that man is doing that one. See how that man is doing that one. So being a professional in HR, you will be working for a certain mission given by some other people, but how you are going on that one, that's why you will really become an animal rather than become an animal, because you have a man's or people's sort of passion. Saying so, now the things are getting clear. See this one. What can you be paid for? You like to have a good job now from tomorrow? Maybe you are already having a job, but a better job, better than your father's job, mother's job, brother's job. Now see, you will be paid for the thing what the world needs. If the world needs that thing, you will be paid more. That's why a pilot is paid more than a driver in a private bus. Both are doing the same job, right? If somebody asks, they don't like to go in a flight, assuming it is very risky. But if you have a good pilot, it is well accepted fact that the least risky job of doing something is being a pilot. Its chance of getting into an accident is 0.0001. That's why even if a flight is facing with something small, it becomes a big news like in the last week. But with the other drivers who are doing the same job every day morning, we don't even count it. So what can you be paid for and what the world needs, that's why you become a human resource. Why? That will be your vocation. Obey vurtiya. You are a person who is going to handle human resources. See, people like you. You are not only going to handle labor or a lands or a capital or finance or anything, but you are the person who decides. So you like to have a vocation that fits with you. That's what I decided when I am elected for agriculture. Okay, I thought, what can I do in agriculture? I went into agriculture economics then. I went into other areas, adding many qualifications up and down. Unfortunately, I feel sometimes I am not an agriculturist now because I have had many things. That's why people are telling, Lanka කුසිකර්ම කරපයි කුසිකර්මයරෙන්ද ඕනම දෙයක් කරනවා කුසිකර්ම කරන්න කවුරුවත් නැහැ කියලා. ඒක බොහොම ප්‍රසිද්ධයි. Because we are doing it that way. We are moving into that one. So even now I am following something, expecting it is to be completed on my 60th birthday. For that one, I have around 897 days. 900 days on last Poya day, I counted. I am sure I could be able to do it, but I'm not going to tell that one. If I come to CIPM graduation in 2028, you would be able to see it. But that's how you'll have to add something new into the system that nobody wants to do it, totally different from others. Because your vocation is going to be changed. Don't think, Mama Vadu Mahatyama Tamai. Mam Veda Mahatyama Tamai. Mang human resources, mam manage කරන අම්මවයි තාත්තවයි මගේ කවදා හරි නෝනවයි එහෙම නැත්නම් මගේ මහත්තයයි විතරමයි තමයි. එහෙම නැහැ. Have a sort of vocation. It can be private, it can be public, it can be you as an entrepreneur. And saying so, fourth one come in, see. What you are good at and what you can be paid for is your profession. See. Now his cycle is complete. You have a vocation. You may be paid 200,000 rupees, 500,000 rupees. That was happening. Even in the politics, it was happening. This time is one time, it was very difficult to get people into politics, especially high experts, assuming they want to retain outside as professionals and with the people with a vocation. You don't want to go to a single place and sit and kill the other people's money and others. So all people are looking after and supporting such a vision. So I don't want to take more time than given because this is not a staff development session. If otherwise I could have talked until 3:30. But this is very important. Have this one with you, right? Place you like I place me there. In my book, I have collections. I have this sort of simple things I develop. At least once a month, I'm looking after whether I am moving to those or moving away from those. So every time, I'm thinking whether my mission is okay, whether my passion is okay, whether my vocation is right or should be changed, or what professional qualification you should be added. So I'm so happy I have done it. I have added with the CIPM also. We were not good friends 3 to 4 years ago. So I thought from these people, I can learn more than you can learn from me. So it was a privilege for me to join with CIPM as a MOU with the YMU University. I personally got to know from these people and what they have written, what they have talked up and down. From tomorrow, we will be learning from you because you are the youngest in this group. Resources for the country to work out in the next 5 to 10 years. Think about the country for next 5 years. Have a mission for that. Your passion for that. Have a vocation fit with that. And be a professional on that. Few people, some people will be getting their first professional certificate here today. Try to add many more into that one. I am happy. I am a sort of member of around 23 professional bodies in Sri Lanka, except in Sri Lanka Medical Council, right? I can't be a doctor, but we are talking with them also with the medical college. මම ඉහළට කියන පොඩ්ඩක් ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරන ඒවා අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන් නේද? අපිට කපන්න පුළුවන් මහන්න දන්නේ. අපි කපලා දෙන්නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මහන්න. මොකද සී නැති කරලානේ කපන්නේ. සී එන්නේ හරියට මැහුවොත් නේ. ඒ වගේ ඉතින් එහෙම නෙමෙයි. මතක තියාගන්න. ඔයගොල්ලෝ human resource වල professional කෙනෙක් වුණේ දකින්න කෙනාට පිටට තට්ටුව දාන්නවත් වැඳ වැටෙන්නවත් එහෙම නැත්නම් අනවශ්‍ය තන අහක බලා ගන්නවත් සල්ලි දුන්නොත් විතරක් කරන්නවත් නෙමෙයි කියන එක මම කෙටියෙන් කියන්නම්. From tomorrow, try to act as a person who has a vision, mission, vocation, and profession. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity today morning. All people up there, and especially all my fathers and mothers, and they are here to enjoy you today. And please look after first your father and mother. It is not human resource management. Never think in that way. Father and mother. It is in your circle, maybe in the right, in the center. Beyond that, try to manage your life in the best way possible. Have a great days ahead.
Thank you very much to our chief guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, for inspiring our students this morning with those very thoughtful words on aligning your passion, your mission, your profession, as well as your vocation. What a lovely message right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this morning at our graduation ceremony, we are also privileged that joining us we have as our guest of honor, Miss Olivia Belmer. Allow me to introduce her to you. Miss Olivia Belmer is currently working as the Counselor for Cooperation and Culture at the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and Maldives. She was previously posted in India. She started her career in the South Asia Division and has also worked in the Legal Affairs Department, which are under the Ministry for Europe and Foreign Affairs of France. So with this brief introduction, it's now our pleasure to invite our guest of honor to share her thoughts on this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Miss Olivia Belmer.
President of CIPM Sri Lanka, Chief Guest, Chairman, Directors of CIPM Sri Lanka, parents, supporters, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most especially those graduating today, it's an honor and a great pleasure to be here to share this important occasion with you. First, I would like to congratulate each and every graduate. This is a defining moment for all of you. It's a day of celebration, a day when you look back on the many challenges you have overcome and look forward to those that lie ahead, knowing that you have the skills and knowledge needed to meet them. It's a day that you never forget. As we gather here today, we celebrate not only your academic accomplishment, but also the journey of growth, perseverance, and discovery that has brought you to this joyous moment. Since I represent France in Sri Lanka, I feel compelled to talk to you about France and its close relationship with Sri Lanka, fostered by people like you, who might have chosen French as a language to study or went to study in France during their time in school in Sri Lanka. If so, you would have made the right choice, and I would encourage all the others to choose France too. Why? Let me give you a few examples. The Paris 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games have demonstrated France's expertise as much in the field of artistic creation than new technologies, green engineering, sustainable equipment, and solutions. France has proven that it's possible to organize such a global event while respecting the environment by minimizing CO2 emissions, the human rights, inclusiveness, and equality men and women, between men and women. And this is thanks to this expertise, according to EY Barometer 2024, that France is in the first place among the most attractive countries in Europe in 2023. France has also adopted an ambitious industrial strategy, ranging from the significant reduction in implementation times permitted by the Green Industry Act to massive investment in skills, as well as the structuring of real sectors. All these measures make France competitive and attractive for industrial and innovative projects. The France 2030 plan is a powerful tool for the international attractiveness of France, which remains recognized as a major destination for innovation. This plan offers foreign investors the opportunity to participate in France's new industrial ambition by investing in key sectors: health, environment, new technologies, through technological innovation, industrialization, research, and training. Sri Lankan professionals, like you, Sri Lankan companies wishing to establish a bridgehead within the European Union would do well to choose France, whose strategic geographical position within the EU makes it easy to approach the main markets. Last year, we celebrated the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between France and Sri Lanka. Beside an excellent political relationship, France and Sri Lanka ties are also based on the richness of our human exchanges. The Alliance Française in Colombo, Kandy, Jaffna, Matarag, and Gaul are relays of the sharing of the French culture and teaching of the French language. It also allows us to maintain our link with our cultural, academic, and civil society partners to develop projects that build bridges between our two societies. France welcomes nearly 430,000 foreign students, which put France in the list of most popular host countries for foreign students. There are so many advantages to studying in France. The French language can be an important asset for your professional career. It can make all the difference. The network of Alliance Française offers French lessons, which can be very helpful before a long stay in France. But you do not need to be fluent in French to study in France, as universities and schools offer a wide range of courses taught in English, around 1,700. At the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and the Maldives, we work hand in hand with the only French public institution whose mission is to promote French higher education abroad and to facilitate the entry of international students, Sri Lankan students, into France. Its name is Campus France. It's located in the Alliance Française of Colombo, and it works to inform Sri Lankan students about the opportunities they can find in France for their studies and how France can be the best choice for their future career. In addition, our embassy offers scholarships every year to outstanding Sri Lankan students to continue their studies in France. I strongly encourage you to apply for these scholarships. We hope to deepen our collaborations in the years to come, and we are looking forward to seeing all your talents being expressed. Dear graduates, your hard work and commitment to build your career have paid off. I have no doubt that you will positively impact thousands of lives over the course of your careers. I have confidence in your talent, your determination, and the quality of the education you have received. You will be able to take your knowledge and skills wherever you see fit, maybe in Sri Lanka, maybe in France, or somewhere else. Today, the whole world opens up to you with many opportunities ready to be seized. With this graduation, I hope you will go boldly forward to reach your goals and express your talent and creativity for the best of Sri Lanka. And France is happy to stand alongside with you in this adventure. I wish you all graduates the best in your lives and careers. May you live so that your lives matter, and may you make the world a better place for having passed through it. Thank you for your attention.
We say thank you very much to our guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Belmer. Madam, we would like to invite you now to please join us here. We have a special token of appreciation for you. We'd like to also invite Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, President, CIPM Sri Lanka, Vice President of CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. Priyankara Senviratne, and the Honorary Secretary of CIPM Sri Lanka, Dr. Neil Bogahalanda, to please join us forward, along with our guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Belmer, the Counselor for Cooperation and Culture at the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and Maldives. We have a special token coming forward as we appreciate the presence of our guest of honor here at our graduation ceremony. Once again, we thank Ms. Belmer for giving us a wonderful overview of what France has to offer to Sri Lankan students as they build their careers ahead. And as we thank her for her distinguished presence with us, we will now have our President presenting the token. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as we say a big thank you to our guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Belmer, for joining us here this morning. Thank you very much for your presence. Thank you to our presentation party as well. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to share with all of you a few details about the Chartered Institute of Personal Development, or CIPD UK. CIPD is a leading professional body in UK that accredits and awards qualifications in human resources. Their qualifications are recognized as the gold standard for HR and training professionals. As an independent organization, CIPD is dedicated to improving working lives by offering world-class training, support, and guidance for those in HR or learning and development roles. A special milestone for us here at CIPM Sri Lanka is the accreditation of our Chartered Qualification in HRM or the CQHRM by CIPD UK. As a CIPD approved centre, CIPM now joins the ranks of institutions providing globally recognized qualifications right here in Sri Lanka. So with that being said, we now have a very special video message from CIPD UK for all of our graduating students. Let's take a moment to watch this message on screen.
Hello, my name is David D'Souza and I'm Director of Profession at the CIPD. I'm utterly thrilled to be part of your graduation. It's a remarkable thing that you've achieved, and I just wanted to drop you a short note to say well done so much on this achievement. I appreciate all of the hard work that gets you from where you were to this point now. It's a part on a continuing journey. As a professional, you have to continue investing time and effort in your own skills and your capabilities and expertise, because the world doesn't stay still and the profession doesn't either. But it's also really important just to take a moment occasionally, and this is one of them, to go, this is a really special time, and reflect on everything that's got you here. So on behalf of the CIPD, I'd like to thank you for your efforts. We're delighted to have such a strong relationship with the CIPM. It's really important to us, and it's a relationship that's endured over 2 decades now of trying to help create the right environment for the very best in the profession to flourish and make a difference in organisations and to lives in the way that I'm really confident you do already and will go on today. Congratulations once again. Incredibly special day, your graduation. Enjoy it, make the most of it, but more importantly, take it as a jumping off point, a trampoline to bound onto ever better things. Congratulations from all of us at the CIPD.
Well, we say thank you very much to CIPD UK for sending across a very encouraging message. And as you will all agree, ladies and gentlemen, this partnership between CIPD and CIPM certainly opens up a world of possibilities for our students and graduates, equipping them with internationally recognized qualifications and skills to thrive in an ever-evolving HR landscape. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to start with the highlight of our ceremony here, the presentation of certificates to our deserving students. It's time to acknowledge and award them for all of their efforts over the last few months. So, with that being said, to now do the honors of presenting the first segment of certificates to our graduates, I'd like to invite the following dignitaries to please join us as our presentation party. We'd like to invite Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, President of CIPM Sri Lanka. We'd also like to invite our chief guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, Vice Chancellor, Valedictory University of Sri Lanka. We'd also like to invite the Vice President of CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. Priyankara Senviratne, to please join in as we now begin awarding our students who have successfully completed their programs. Our students are ready. We are now going to begin with the Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management. The distinction passes will begin first. Before our students join us up, once again, let me remind all of our students that we do have photographers right in front, so please make sure you take a moment to smile at the camera, because we would certainly want to capture this very special moment for you. So with that being said, let's now begin. Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management distinction passes. We start off with HR Rajapaksa. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Our next student is PDY Pereira. This is the Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management distinction passes. We have the next student here, PDY Pereira. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together as each student joins us. Our next student is C. Yapa. Let's hear your applause. These are the distinction passes. We have 4 of them in the Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management. And our next graduate is Y.U. Gamage. We will then be moving on to the Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management Merit Passes. We start off with GNEY Rahim. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen. GNEY Rahim, Merit Pass. Our next graduate for a merit pass in Chartered Qualification Human Resource Management is HDC Mutugal. Let's put our hands together. We move on to the next, which is WAMC Pereira. Joining up next will be HHD Fonseca. Our next graduate with a merit pass is KGGK De Silva. We're in the Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management. These are students with merit passes. Our next student is MVDP Ratnaika. Let's hear your applause. Our next student is VIW Pereira. We then move on. We are still in Chartered Qualification Human Resource Management Merit Passes. Our next student, BMICH Senanaika. Our next student with a merit pass is KPD Pereira. Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management Merit Passes. We move on next to RAD SJP Ranasinghe. We move on next to AKRL Pereira. Our next student with a merit pass is MWSM Tilakaratna. We then move on. RSANE Rajapaksa. Our next graduate, CHMJ Chandrasekhara. We then move on, GDS, Indika Subasingha. Joining next will be JL Samudrika. Our next graduate with a merit pass is GAI Madhushani. We move on next to HMDK Tilakaratna. Joining next, PMA Mihirani. Our next graduate with a merit pass is A. Veeratunga. Up next, we have MRWAMSS Molagoda. We move on next to KBB Fernando. Joining next is KBY Umangika. Our next graduate with a merit pass, PAER Fernando. We then move on to WDN Kumari. From the steps. Our next graduate is BT Dhananjaya. Joining next, we have AKMN Indra Ratna. Our next graduate, PAI Dulakshi. Our next graduate is S.A. Pananwala. Joining next, TD Pascual. We're still in the merit passes for chartered qualification in human resource management. Joining next, ANA Pereira. Up next, we have NRHJK Vijayatunga. Up next, we have R. Nuhman. Joining next is DMGN Disanayaka. We then move on to DMT Dasanayaka. Up next, we have S. Samira. Joining next, M.R. Gunawardana. Our next graduate is R. Bastian. Next up, we have EMAP Sirivardhana. Joining next, PBDAM Nanayakara. We then move on to AHBI Rahmatullah. Our next graduate with a merit pass, N. Kaushalya. We then move on, APDS Roshni. Up next is NDE Vijay Surya. Joining next, DD De Silva. Our next graduate, MM Sirivardhana. Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management. These are our graduates with merit passes. We then move on. MBF Shazna. Joining next, SHUD Silva. Our next graduate, D. Nadishani. Joining us up next is W.S. Umesha. We then move on, BMCL Balasurya. Our next graduate, I. Migama. We then move on to R.M. Vijayasena. Our next graduate, U. Jivanti. We move on next to A.D. Abhay Vikramasinghe. Joining next, W.T.M. Veerasinghe. Our next graduate, AJZ Hafsa. Up next, we have AMN Jayawardena. Joining us next is CAP Yahampat Arachi. We then move on, NHD De Souza. We're still in merit passes. Our next graduate, P. Adhikari. Up next, HPNI Kumarasinghe. We then move on, HMK Prasadika. Our next graduate, ADUM Pereira. Joining us next, R. Vinotra. Our next graduate, RAAD Rajapaksa. Our next graduate with a merit pass, HS Pereira. Joining us next, SACB Senadira. We then move on to CD Arattanage. RADCJK Ranavaka. Joining next, KMRYI Kulatunga. And that brings us to the end of the merit passes. We now move on to Chartered Qualification Human Resource Management, starting with M. Milani. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Our next graduate, N. Jayasinghe. HADR Pereira. JMDP Jayavira. LS Heva Vikrama. MNF Shada. MD Kure. WGG Kumari. SW Rasika. AKSA Jayakodi. KNS Dias. ULDAS Lianage. AMDE Amarapati. KMDN Amarasinghe. KPNS Kodikar. KP Vittachi. N Sapugasten. NPL Chandralal. DAR Virakodi. Our next graduate, HDKR Hindurangala. We then move on to BAR Anuradha. Joining next, WNRA Kanta. We then move on to T. Samaravirakon. Joining next, SK Kannangara. We then have NMD Abe Gunawardana. PADN Pereira. Our next graduate, LLC De Silva. And then we have SHS Randhira. That brings us to the end of this segment of presentation of certificates. We'd like to say thank you very much to our presentation party. Our presentation party can take their seats. We'd like to invite the next segment of presenters to join us up, including Mr. Ken Vijayakumar, immediate past president, CIPM Sri Lanka, Dr. Neil Bogahalanda, honorary secretary, CIPM Sri Lanka, and Air Vice Marshal Manoj Keppetipola, honorary treasurer of CIPM Sri Lanka, to now please join us as we commence with the next segment of awarding certificates for the Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management. We begin with the students, starting with KSTCP, Karya Wasam. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to invite the presentation party to please take a step forward so that our photographers can capture you in the best light. Just a step forward, please. There's a mark on the stage. We move on. DH Kotage. Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management. Next up, we have L. Veeraratna. PDUC Disanaika. HM Paranavitana. WKSK Kumari. GDCR Jayawardena. KPA Kaushalya. RASS Rajasingha. PGTS Lakshani. SK Ramanayaka. SS Nirasha Senviratna. HPS Sirimana. SK Malimbadage. CL Senaratna. NMHK Navaratna. WMK Hirantika. We then move on. CN Vijayasingha. KANP Kurupu Arachi. BDGS Jayatilaka. ADNH Daluwatta. KDGT Gunasekara. DO Samaravikrama. VT Jayakodi. HGH D Alves. UPM Nimanti. WAD UK Silva. LYS Dayaratna. TS Ford. WKC Senaviratna. RGRT Vijayratna. OS Senaviratna. HKM Dedunu. RMDR Ratnayaka. PW Primal. JABS Karnaratna. MMM Marshad. SADC Lakmini. P. Munasinghe. GAH Lahiruni. T. Nanayakara. SK Abhay Vikrama. PLCS Alvis. WMCDS Barammana. HINH Ilagolla. PN Mahalekam. DKRT Nanayakara. D. Nishantan. KARD Premadasa. WMWYI Veerasekara. TWDS Tumpatliyatta. R. Anita. NAY Kure. OD Dheerasurya. RAMSP Ranasinghe. DM Fernando. MAH Banu. EGT Satsarani. PJM Pereira. GN Samarasinghe. WDM Fernando. KV GMT Jayawardena. HSK Karunatilaka. YKN Prabodhani. FH Riaz. HKP Tarindi. AAK Jayoda. AK Hettiarachi. MAMM Pereira. IPKM Gunawardena. TNG Pereira. KBS Gomez. HGLP Dharmasena. J. Imanda. A. Annette Tanusha. J. A. Dhananjani. Let's put our hands together. Come on, students. Next up, we have PADH Kavindi. We're in the Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management. We then move on to the next graduate, MSN Kore. Let's hear your applause. We then move on to HABB, Senavi Ratna. Joining next, RAP Pereira. We then move on to NY Sudhusingha. Our next graduate, B.A. Kaluarache. We then move on to D.A.N. Chamilka. Joining next, we have S.S.N. Fernando. Our next graduate, M.H.D. Ishari. We then move on to L.D.R. De Silva. Next, we have K.A. Punsisi. Joining next will be E.M.S. Madhusanka. Our next graduate, F.F. Mohammed. We move on to our next graduate, L.B. Devendra. Joining next, M.R.A. Hakam. We then move on to B.H. Shenali. Our next graduate, S.F. Parak. We then move on to KLSS Pereira. Joining us next, PCK Amaradasa. Our next graduate, SGRI Somaratna. Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management. We continue, HP MDV Kumari. Let's hear your applause, ladies and gentlemen. We then move on, SAD SM Nishadini. N. Ravindran. RDR Ranasinghe. Next up, we have DH Appuhami. LGHC Sandatharaka. SSA Gunaratna. Up next, we have A. Payagala. Joining next, GDOKN Kumari. We then move on to UM Mahatantrige. Joining next, JG De Silva. We then move on, WMNC Fonseca. Joining next, we have SD Dias. Our next graduate, TGSD Pereira. We then move on to NWAN Nilakshi. HLN Nuvanmi. And we then have BSF Salim. And with that, we come to the end of this segment. We'd like to say thank you very much to our presenters. Let's put our hands together for all of our graduating students. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the other certificates to be presented, it's time now for some entertainment. We're delighted now to have a talented set of performers who will be ready to showcase a dynamic and resplendent Sri Lankan fusion performance. So without further ado, let's take a look at what they have in store.
නාථ දෙවි සුරින්දා බුදු බව පතා ඉන්දා ඔබගේ ගුණ කන්දා මෙන්න මම ඔබේ දෙපා වැන්දා තුසිත පුර භවනෙලා වැඩලා දෙවිඳු සැනකින් දුන්න පුද පිළිගනී
Well, there we had it, ladies and gentlemen. That was a graceful and exquisite performance from Mudrika Dance Studio, and we'll be seeing them a little while later as well as they enrich this gathering with a colorful performance a little while later in the agenda. With that, we are ready now to begin with the next segment of the presentation of awards. We have our students who are getting ready to join us up on stage. Meanwhile, I'd like to invite the following dignitaries to please join us right here in front and form our presentation party. We'd like to invite Dr. Sanat Palyaguru, the Chairman, Professional and Academic Affairs, Technical Committee, Mr. UAC Obesekra, Chief Executive Officer, CIPM Sri Lanka, and Mr. G. Veeratunga, Director of Professional and Academic Affairs, CIPM Sri Lanka, to please join us now in awarding the students who have successfully completed their programs. We're ready now to begin with the next segment, Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management. We get started with the first student in this segment, A. De Silva. Let's put our hands together. Up next, we have M. Pavitra. Joining us next will be M. Nanayakara. We then move on to TTN Fernando. GDH Pramodi. Our next graduate, PIN Pires. We move on next to WAS Dilhani. Joining next, WGCU Premaratna. Our next graduate is SR Madhushani. Next up, we have R. Kulatunga. Joining next, ADSU Sumanasiri. We then move on to WK Samantika. DRP Vitana. Our next graduate, SSMPJ Alavatura. We then move on to DPN Damayanti. Joining next will be KSA Fernando. M.R. Jainuddin. ADC Jayamali. B.A. Madhushan Kavinda. W.A.H. Geetani. Our next graduate, M.H. Madhushani. Joining up next, UDL Pereira. SDY Fernando. WS Priyashani. BTS Ratnabharati. HK Udeshika. RPN Priyadarshini. BHT Niketani. MHD Satsarani. TMCE Harshani. HPSS Patirana. TMNDB Tennakon. EM Bartholomews. PK Jayasekara. HMDS Herat. KAPM Pereira. WCI Vasal Tilaka. We move on next to M. Pereira. GGSP Amarasena. SHMN Prasadini. NI Udayani. GMJD Pereira. RDHP Ramanayaka. KVDN Vijayasundara. HSR Pereira. RKMR Ranavira. WMSL Vijayakon. A. Rohit. PADTA Navangi. UYK Karnanayaka. SD Kumaratunga. PADI Sandeepani. AMKD Abekon. PDL Nuansiri. HMA Jayamini. HRM Vimalasiri. M. Pratipa. SADKS Subasingha. BCA Sewandi. SB Ukwata. HK Deshabandhu. KD Veerasingha. MGNJ Samarasingha. DDM Soiza. GLP Fonseca. PMCS De Silva. RMSHK Ranatunga. K. Kartigesu. MI Tasneem. LC Lianage. JHPC Jonica. KK Dedunu. WMGK Vijayratna. PMSI Patiraja. JADALT Apuhami. AAR Pereira. WLA Sevmini. KSD Tilakaratna. HKH Kumara. WKE Fernando. WMDM Madhushani. DTCD Dasanayaka. MGCM Karnaratna. NGD Dilshan. IKADM Iswarage. VK Lianage. DSI Mannamperi. TD Jayalat. KAMK Pereira. RDAP Sirivardhana. LM Abevardhana. NV TW Vitanage. MADS Priyanjala. K. Archana. N. Dukgannarala. C.D. Ranasinghe. E.M. MSB Ekanayaka. HLI Dakshita. T. Menaka. P.K. Rashmika. M.S.P. Kumara. JACM Jayasinghe. HAAR Hettiarachi. GDS Tarushika. YAS Sirivardhana. HGH Satsarani. TJK Pereira. DVS Atapattu. MKTM Somaratna. KPAA Nemindi. OSV Vijayasekhara. PSW Kurukula Surya. SS Hassan. LR Shashmita. LM Kotling. RDGHS Ranapati. PIUI Pires. P.A. Edirisinghe. P. Jayawardena. R.A.N.M. Rajapaksa. B.A.V. Vijayawardena. S. Kaushalya. And that brings us to the end of this segment. We will be continuing with the remaining segment with the next set of presenters. We'd like to say thank you very much to the presentation party for joining us. Our presenters can take their seats. We'd now like to invite Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, President CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. Ken Vijay Kumar, Immediate Past President CIPM Sri Lanka, and Dr. Neil Bogahalanda, Honorary Secretary of CIPM Sri Lanka, to please join us in presenting the next segment of certificates. We're still in the Chartered Qualification in Human Resource Management. And our first student in this segment is RSD Vedinambu. T. Vishalini. J.W.E. Madhushika. R.A.P.S. Ranasinghe. G.R.R.L. Gamlat. L.L.T. Rumesh. D.R.D.S. Bandara. D.M.H.D. Disanayaka. B.M.S.S. Basnayaka. K.G.A.S. Jayasekara. S.M. Ramanayaka. L.P. Puvaneswaran. P.A.C.B.K. Manike. N.H.A.D.T.D. Vikramaratna. R.M. B.G.S.S. Vettava. D.V.N. Pushpakumari. KYTR Fernando. R. Nantakumar. WAPY Veerasinghe. EMBL Ekanayaka. PWS Dulandi. TGSW Kumara. GVPB Senaviratna. PP Jayasundara. MK Maya Dunna. GA Borham. PBEN Dayaratna. DDC Pereira. RSBL Ritigahapola. SDW Karnaratna. WGAM Indunil. GM Chandrasiri. MZM Zamil. MAA HDP Gunaratna. MD Satsarani. ARS Vishimini. KAUPA Kahadua. TRSN Tennakon. We're in the last few for the Chartered Qualification Human Resource Management. Next up, JMB Sewandi. Let's put our hands together. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Our next graduate, SS Vidana Pathirana. Put your hands together. And up next, we have SMR PK Kularatna. We're then about to move into the next segment, which is the Postgraduate Diploma, Human Resource Management and Development. We start off with EMNM Navaratna. Put your hands together. These are the postgraduate diplomas. We have two. The next graduate is VM Gamanpilla. We're now moving into the professional qualification and human resource management. We start off with UDA, Sandamali. Let's put our hands together. Joining next will be D. Bhaskaran. We then have NWATJ, Nanayakara. DSN, Devapura. KMKSK, Kulatunga. Professional qualification in human resource management. We then move on to PA Vidanage. Come on, let's hear your applause. Joining next will be KDS Gunasekara. We then move on. WIS Fernando. Our next graduate will be TL Vijayasirivardhana. We're then joined by KAG Vidurika. Next up, RC Kumaravansha. We move on next to PADN Pereira. Professional qualification in human resource management. Next up, VNS Muttukuda. We then have TAD Palyaguruge. Joining next will be KHACT Kumarasinghe. Our next graduate is CS Stanley. Joining up next, YN Vaduge. We then move on to SKAT Ruvangani. Our next graduate will be WWDD Jacinta. Joining next, PC Veeraman. We move on then to MS Disanaika. JANR Jayasuriya. RALM Ranasinghe. Next up, AR Vijayasundara. RK Disanaika. KASM Karyavasam. HAR Lakmali. We then move on to H.J. Tilakaratna. Joining next is A.G.N.R.N. Nanakara. P.N.G. Pires. D.K. Del Gahapel. R.M.I.S. Ratnaika. M.K.S. Nivartana. We're then moving on to S.P.S.D. Padmasiri. R.M.I.R. Rajapaksa. P.R.N. Senviratna. D.D.C.D. Vijayasekara. D.E. Ratnaika. This is the professional qualification in human resource management. Next up, we have G.K.S.D. Ratnaika. Joining next will be H.S.H.A.K. Amaratunga. We then move on to M.A.M.M. Munasingha. D.A.K. Sirivardhana. D.R.V.M. Dedunopithya. We're now moving to the Diploma in Training and Human Resource Development Merit Passes, starting with P.L.C.A. Kure. These are the merit passes for the Diploma in Training and Human Resource Development. We then move on to the next graduate, which is K. Rasangika. Come on, let's hear your applause, ladies and gentlemen. Our next diploma holder with the merit pass is L.M. TPM Aberatna. Diploma in Training and Human Resource Development Merit Pass. Next we have I. Kodagoda. Joining next, we will have B.H.D. Madhuvanta. These are the merit passes for the Diploma in Training and Human Resource Development. Next up, MNM Nasan. Up next, we are joined by DD Rupananda. And we have one more merit pass for the Diploma in Training and Human Resource Development, and that is HDCK Samaranayaka. We're now moving into the Diploma in Training and Human Resource Development, starting with PAP Gunawardhana. Joining next will be D. Satyamurthy. We then move on to SRKJ Senanayaka. Diploma in Training and Human Resource Development. Up next, MAM Razeen. We then move on to DMTLK Pattapola. We're moving next to the Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health, Merit Pass, LAR Vishmanta. We move after this to the Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health, starting with WPD Silva. We then have JAS Jayasingha. And then we have Diploma in Industrial Relations and Employment Law, MMAP Muhandiram. And that, of course, brings us to the end of the certificate presentation. Let's put our hands together for all of our graduating students. And with that, we say thank you very much to our presentation party. Well, up next, time now for yet another splendid entertainment act to add some color and glamour to the celebration of the day. So we have back on stage now Mudrika Dance Studio, this time with a Bollywood performance. Let's take a look. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Mudrika Dance Studio with yet another vibrant performance to add some energy into our graduation ceremony. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, up next, it's now time for us to explore the many advantages of a CIPM membership and how this membership can enhance your professional journey. So to shed more light on the same, we are honored to invite up now Mr. Chaitya Ratnavira. Allow me to introduce him to you. He is an HR professional with over 14 years of corporate experience, including more than a decade in HRM and 3 years in hospitality operations. His diverse background spans e-commerce, retail, architectural hardware, and hospitality operations. He holds a PQHRM from CIPM, a diploma in business administration from CQU, University Australia, a bachelor's degree from the University of Wolverhampton, and a first-class MBA from Webster University in Leiden, Netherlands. He also served as president of the business club at Webster Leiden and is an associate member of CIPM as well as a part-time lecturer. So to now tell us more about the benefits of a CIPM membership, let's now welcome Mr. Chaitya Ratnavira.
Dear guests and dear students and the parents, first let me congratulate everybody on your remarkable achievement. And I'm sure with the blessing of CIPM, you should be able to touch the pinnacle of success in the HR community. As our senior professor said, what the world need qualified HR people and quality HR people. So that is why CIPM is there. So, my dear friends, if not for CIPM, I'm not here. I'll be not here as a young HR profession talking to you. CIPM has been the mentor and the successor of my life. After failing advanced level in 2008, I migrated to Australia to a diploma. But just with diploma, I had to return to Sri Lanka. So basically, after failing for 4 years, twice, I stepped into CIPM in 2012 with a lot of hopes in my life. Gradually, in 2015, I graduated from PQHRM. So along with this PQHRM, I was able to apply for a MBA in 2020. Alongside with that, I was serving as a senior executive in Soflogic in 2015. After graduation, I was able to promote myself as a group manager HR at Kapruka. So along with this qualification, I was able to successfully enroll for MBA in Netherlands. And with the mentorship from CIPM and the guidance from there, I was able to get a first-class MBA from there. So, one turning point in my life, which was in 2016, I enrolled myself as an associate member in CIPM. That was one of the turning points. I actually served in the subcommittee of Young Members Forum, where we actively engaged a lot of events. With these events and the networking, I was able to engage with high-profile HR people, which all are here, and they are the best in the world, in the region. So, this CIPM membership is not just a tagline on your name. It is something more than that. Basically, this CIPM membership will give you free CPD events, engagement events, annual trips, insurance programs, members' days, welfare services followed by AGM, and also the HR conference, which is the best in the region, with over 1,000 participants throughout the region, where you will be able to successfully meet a lot of HR professions and engage and network them. Once in a forum, I heard your success will depend on your networking. So my dear friends, now CIPM has given you a qualification, which I think they have given the cake. Now they are ready to put the icing also on your cake. So the icing will be the membership and the networking that you guys will have in future. So my dear friends, I humbly invite you everybody to be a part of this esteemed organization, because CIPM is just like a parent, Even after marriage, we will not let you go, because we will polish you, we will develop your skills, we will develop your knowledge and the networking. So this year, under the president of Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, we are about to encounter a lot of HR events, So I invite you everybody, as Mr. President said, at the end of the day, people will only understand how we make them feel. So let us flock together as a great HR community, not only to make CIPM proud, but to make your alma mater, your country proud. So I invite everybody to be a part of this CIPM membership forum, and let's all work together to make a better country for everybody and for the next generation. And I wish you everybody, and I was told that you'll be getting an email also by end of November. So please enroll, and maybe one of you will be serving here one day. Absolutely, because you are the future generation. So, Professor, I think CIPM has understood the need, which is the HR community. We are here, CIPM is here, forever we will be there. So thank you very much, and may God bless you, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Mr. Chaitya Ratnavira for sharing with us the immense value that a CIPM membership brings to HR professionals, from access to industry knowledge to opportunities for networking and career advancement. I do hope Mr. Ratnavira has strongly encouraged and motivated all of you to join the CIPM as a member. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to a very important part of our program where we recognize those who have achieved the prestigious Chartered Fellow membership of CIPM Sri Lanka. Now, this elite category is reserved for professionals who have demonstrated exceptional strategic leadership, have made significant business impact in their organizations, and have showcased expertise in managing and developing people. Becoming a Chartered Fellow is a testament to their dedication, influence, and mastery in the field of human resource management. And so therefore, it's with great pride that we're now happy to announce and honor our newest Chartered Fellows. Before we reveal to you who our latest Chartered Fellow members are, we'd like to invite our chief guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, Vice Chancellor, Valedictory University of Sri Lanka, to join us. We'd also like to invite Mr. Ajit R. DeCosta, Past President of CIPM, to join us as we award the Chartered Fellow memberships. We have our past president joining us, Mr. Ajit R. DeCosta. We'd also like to invite our chief guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, to join us as we now introduce to you our Chartered Fellows of CIPM. Well, the very first Chartered Fellow membership is awarded to an individual we all know very well. In fact, I've already introduced him to the audience. And so it's with great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, that we now announce the Chartered Fellow membership being conferred upon Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe. Let's put our hands together for the President of CIPM Sri Lanka, now a Chartered Fellow member as well. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. This is, in fact, a fantastic achievement and accolade. And as we have Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe accept his Chartered Fellow membership from the chief guest as well as the past president, let's put our hands together as we congratulate him on this wonderful milestone in his career. Chartered Fellow member of CIPM Sri Lanka. And with that, as we congratulate Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, our president, we'd like to invite him to please remain because he will be joining the presentation party to present the rest of the Chartered Fellow membership. For the rest of the new Chartered Fellows, I would like to give them a brief introduction as I invite them to join us forward as well. The next Chartered Fellow membership is awarded to Dr. Neil Bogahalanda. Let's put our hands together for him. Dr. Neil Bogahalanda is a seasoned management expert with over 30 years of experience spanning manufacturing, financial, trading, and plantation sectors. He's known for blending academia and practice. He's a certified management accountant, ICMA Australia, chartered fellow of CIPM Sri Lanka, holds an MBA from the University of Sunderland, UK, a PhD in management from the Management and Science University, Malaysia. He has received prestigious accolades including Pride of HR Profession and Lifetime Gold Medal, and now he is a Chartered Fellow member. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Dr. Neil Bogahalanda. Well done and congratulations to you on your Chartered Fellow membership. We'd like to invite you to take your seat as I now introduce to you the next Chartered Fellow member, who is Mr. Jayantha Aberatna. Let's put our hands together as we congratulate him. Mr. Jayantha Aberatna has demonstrated work history with exposure in military, manufacturing, healthcare, pharmaceutical, and education industries. He has held many senior management positions in the capacity of Chief People Officer. He holds MBA from PIM, a postgraduate diploma from IHRA University of Colombo, a national diploma in occupational safety and health from National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, executive diploma in employment relations from ILO and NDT-HRD from CIPM. He's a President Scout, certified HR auditor, accredited competency mapper, and he's a member of SLID, fellow member of the governing council of CIPM. He is a fellow member of the OPA, professional member of AHRI, and a cabinet member of Lions Club District 306B2. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Jayantha Aberatna. Next up, we would like to congratulate Mr. Chandima Premachandra. Let's put our hands together as we congratulate him on being awarded with the Chartered Fellow membership. Mr. Premachandra is a seasoned HR and administration professional with 24 years of leadership experience. He currently serves as Additional General Manager of Human Resources and Administration at Lanka Electricity Company. He has a diverse background spanning industries such as fashion and manufacturing. He has a BSc in Business Studies special degree from Sabaragamu University, postgraduate certificate in HRM from the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, master's degree in Labor Relations and Human Resource Management from the University of Colombo. He is a chartered member of CIPD UK, as well as a certified professional member of Australian HR Institute. So well done to you. Let's put our hands together once again for Mr. Chandima Premachandra. And we move on now to the next Chartered Fellow member, Mr. HMS Sarath Kumara. Let's put our hands together and congratulate him. Mr. Sarath Kumara is an accomplished human resource leader with over 30 years of experience in diverse sectors, including manufacturing, hospitality, and power distribution. He has demonstrated excellence in strategic HR leadership, organizational transformation, and talent development. His expertise spans performance management, employee relations, and HR policy development. He has held senior HR roles in leading organizations such as Michelin Lanka and Ansell Lanka. He is an ICF certified coach and thought leader. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. HMS Sarath Kumara, recognized as a chartered fellow member of CIPM Sri Lanka. With that, as we congratulate all of the individuals who have been conferred with the Chartered Fellow membership, I'd like to invite the presentation party to please remain. We'd now like to invite the following to join the presentation party as well: the Vice President of CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. Priyankara Senviratna, Honorary Secretary of CIPM Sri Lanka, Dr. Neil Bogahalanda, and Honorary Treasurer of CIPM Sri Lanka, Air Vice Marshal Manoj Keppetipola. We'd like to have your presence as we now move on to a much coveted award, ladies and gentlemen. This is the award for the best performer as well as a CIPM Gold Medalist 2024. She has achieved a chartered qualification in human resource management today. And our best performer and CIPM Gold Medalist for 2024, ladies and gentlemen, is Harshi Rangika Rajapaksa. Let's put our hands together. Here she comes, ladies and gentlemen. This is the highlight of our awards and graduation ceremony. We say a big congratulations to Harshi Rangika Rajapaksa for her fantastic achievement, being the best performer and CIPM Gold Medalist for 2024. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a resounding round of applause for her, Harshi Rangika Rajapaksa. Well done to you and congratulations on this wonderful milestone. And with that, we say thank you very much to the presentation party, but we of course invite Harshi to remain on stage, because after this we will have the pleasure of inviting Harshi Rangika Rajapaksa to now deliver the valedictory speech. As we congratulate her on this incredible accolade, she has the pleasure now of addressing the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Harshi Rangika Rajapaksa.
Good afternoon. The chief guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, the Vice Chancellor, Valedictory University of Sri Lanka, the guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Bellemere, Counselor for Cooperation and Culture at the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and Maldives, the President, CIPM Sri Lanka, Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, all other distinguished guests, parents, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. It's an immense honor and a privilege to stand in front of you today at this momentous occasion as we celebrate a significant milestone in our lives. The graduation, it symbolizes not just the culmination of years of hard work and dedication, but also the beginning of a new journey. So today, we are gathered here not only to celebrate our achievements, but also to reflect on the journey that has brought us here and the future that awaits us. As graduates, we have been fortunate to study at the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management Sri Lanka, the CIPM, the most recognized professional body in the island for human resource studies. Throughout our time here, we have been provided with an array of opportunities to learn from industry experts, engage in real-world projects, and develop skills to think critically, innovate, and embrace the ever-evolving landscape of HR. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. My journey into the human resource management began soon after completing my advanced level studies. I took my first step at CIPM, where I laid a strong foundation in HR by earning certifications through the CIPM Foundation course, the certificate course, and the professional qualification in human resource management. As an individual aspiring to build a career in HR field, these certifications have played a pivotal role in shaping my professional journey. They have equipped me with the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in this dynamic industry, enabling me to secure positions at well-known organizations in Sri Lanka. With the opportunities life has offered me, I had to make the bold decision to take a significant step and start my own journey in a foreign country. My first job there wasn't in human resources, but rather in finance and taxation. However, my passion for HR never waned. It was calling, and I couldn't ignore. Determined to pursue my true interest, I enrolled in the CQ-HRM program at CIPM, and today, I stand in front of you as a proud individual who has not only earned the chartered qualification in human resource management, but also as an individual who has successfully transitioned into a fulfilling HR position. When I look into the audience, what I see is a room full of uniquely talented and uniquely different individuals eager to make their mark on the world. Each one of us has had our own unique path filled with challenges and triumphs. And it's through those experiences that we've become stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to take on the challenges of tomorrow. As we move forward, it's important to remember that success in HR, like in life, is not defined by titles or accolades, but by the positive impact we make in the lives of others. Human resource management is about more than managing people. It's about empowering individuals, building teams, fostering cultures of inclusivity, and helping organizations thrive by unlocking most potential and their most valuable asset, the people. As graduates of CIPM, it's our responsibility to be not just HR practitioners, but thought leaders, change agents, and advocates for the people we serve. Let us be the generation that pushes the boundaries of what is possible in HR. Let us be the leaders who champion diversity, who drive innovation, and who inspire others to be their best selves. As soon we depart from this auditorium and go on our separate ways, let's remember that this is just the beginning. The knowledge and the skills we have gained here are the tools that will help us build the future. But it is our passion, dedication, and commitment to excellence that will shape the legacy we leave behind. To my fellow graduates, be bold in your aspirations, be compassionate in your actions, and never lose sight of the power of human connection. We are gathered here today celebrating this significant milestone in our lives. It's important to remember that none of us achieve this alone. Our journey has been made possible by countless individuals who have supported and encouraged us along the way. On behalf of all the graduates, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our dedicated lecturers and mentors of CIPM for your unwavering support, guidance, and the knowledge you have imparted to us. Your belief in our potential has fueled the growth and shaped our paths. I would also like to extend my appreciation to the President of CIPM, Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, and all other academic and non-academic staff. Your hard work has ensured that our learning environment is conducive and enriching. We are truly grateful for your efforts in making our experience memorable. To our families and friends, your encouragement and endless support have been the backbone of our achievements. You have celebrated our victories, stood by us through every challenge, and reminded us that we are never alone in this journey. And most importantly, to my loving husband, Mr. Hiranja Amarasekara, my parents, Mr. Vimal Rajapaksha and Mrs. Chandrika Rajapaksha, my brother, Mr. Nuwan Rajapaksha. Thank you very much for your love, encouragement, sacrifices, and understanding throughout this journey. Your belief in me has been a source of strength, and I couldn't have achieved this point without you. I now take a moment to acknowledge our esteemed chief guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, the Vice Chancellor, Valedictory University of Sri Lanka, and the guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Bellamy, Counselor for Cooperation and Culture at the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and Maldives, for gracing us with their presence today. Your presence has truly elevated the importance of this occasion, and we are deeply honored to have had the opportunity to hear your inspiring thoughts and the words of wisdom. We sincerely appreciate your time, effort, and invaluable contribution you've made to this event. Thank you for being with us today. At last but not least, to my fellow graduates, congratulations. Today we celebrate not just the individual achievements, but also the collective effort, resilience, and determination that have brought us here today. For the memories we have created together, the challenges we have overcome, and the laughter we have shared. The renowned author C.S. Lewis once said, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." My dear graduates, this is not the end of our journey, but rather the beginning of a new chapter. With hearts full of gratitude and minds set on our dreams, let's go forth and embrace the journey ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Harshi Rangika Rajapaksa for that wonderful address, and we wish you all the best in your career ahead as well. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more final item to do before the vote of thanks, and that is we'd like to present a token of appreciation to our chief guest as we thank him for gracing our graduation ceremony. So may I now invite our chief guest, Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, accompanied by Mr. Priyantha Ranasinghe, President of CIPM Sri Lanka, We'd also like to invite Mr. Priyankara Senviratne, Vice President, CIPM Sri Lanka, our Honorary Secretary, Dr. Neil Bogahalanda, and our Honorary Treasurer, Air Vice Marshal Manoj Kapitipola, to also join us right here on the center of the stage as we get ready to present a token of appreciation to our chief guest as we express our gratitude and appreciation to him for his wonderful presence with us here this morning. Once again, our chief guest for today has been Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe, the Vice Chancellor of the Valedictory University of Sri Lanka. As we now present the token, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and say a big thank you to Senior Professor Udit K. Jayasinghe for graciously joining us today as our chief guest, and also for his wonderful message that he shared with all of our graduating students. With that, we say thank you very much to our presentation party as well for joining us. We'd like to invite the presenters as well as our chief guest to feel free to take your seats. I'm sure you all agree, ladies and gentlemen, that this ceremony has been an endeavor that has come together thanks to the time, the talent, the energy, and the expertise of several contributors. And so we'd now like to take the opportunity to thank each of these contributors who've helped make this wonderful ceremony a very special celebration indeed. So to now sum up our appreciation in the official vote of thanks, I'd like to invite the Honorary Secretary of CIPM Sri Lanka to do the honors. Let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Dr. Neil Bogahalanda.
President CIPM, Mr. Priyankara Singha, Chief Guest, Senior Professor Udita K. Lierage, Vice Chancellor of the Valedictory University of Sri Lanka, our guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Belmere, Counselor for Cooperation and Culture at the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and Maldives, distinguished guests, honored graduates, parents and loved ones of graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed both my privilege and honor to stand before you today as the Honorary Secretary of Chartered Institute of Personnel Management on this momentous occasion where we gather to celebrate the dedication and perseverance and success of our graduates. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Senior Professor Udita K. Lierage. Thank you, sir. Vice Chancellor of Valedictory University of Sri Lanka. Your enlightening words and the gracing this convocation with your esteemed presence. Your words of wisdom have not only inspired the graduates, but also reminded us the responsibilities we carry as professionals in the field of human resource management in a very clear manner. Thank you, sir, for your presence and gracing the occasion. Our guest of honor, Ms. Olivia Belmere, Counselor for Cooperation and Culture at the Embassy of France in Sri Lanka and Maldives. Her presence and joining us today made this occasion a great one. Thank you, madam, for your presence. Our President, Mr. Priyankara Singha, your visionary leadership and untiring efforts to continue to elevate the CIPM to new heights is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, Mr. President. We are grateful for your invaluable contributions and guidance in making this event a resounding success. My sincere appreciation also goes into the immediate past President, Mr. Ken Vijaykumar, Vice President, Mr. Priyankara Seniviratne, Treasurer Air Vice Marshal Manoj Kapitipola, Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Ubay Sekara. The dedication of this entire team towards the growth and the development of CIPM has been truly commendable, and thank you very much, gentlemen. To my dear council members, past presidents, and the committee members, thank you for your unwavering support. Our journey has been a collective effort, and your contributions have strengthened the foundation of CIPM. Thank you very much. A big thank you to all of you. I would like to acknowledge the invaluable contributions of the committee chair, Dr. Sanath Palyaguru, Mr. Veeratunga, Director of Professional Academic Affairs, all staff of CIPM, particularly the heads of departments and examination department, and all those who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure today's event, the convocation, is a great success, and also ensuring that our academic programs maintain the highest standards of excellence. Thank you very much, everybody. Most importantly, to our dear graduates, today is your day. You have worked hard, shown resilience, and demonstrated that you are ready to take on challenges and opportunities that lie ahead in your careers. As you step towards this world as CIPM professionals, remember that this is only the beginning. Your commitment to continuous learning and ethical leadership will define your future of profession. Seeing many female graduates and the gold medalist also being a graduate, I thought of finally sharing a quote from 4 times US First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." So let the passion guide you, the resilience shape you, and your curiosity take you to heights you would never imagine. Your journey starts here, and the world is waiting for that unique impact only you can make. Thank you very much, and wishing each and everyone a great future ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Dr. Neil Bogahalanda for those very warm words of gratitude expressed to everybody who has been involved in contributing to making this a very significant event. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we now draw the curtains on the graduation ceremony 2024 of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, Sri Lanka. As we conclude this wonderful occasion, we hope that all of our students feel that their achievements and accolades have been fittingly felicitated at this event of great honor and splendor. We do hope and trust that our students will keep reaching towards greater heights and continue to make CIPM proud. Before all of you leave the premises, I do have a few important announcements. We'd like to request all graduates to please remember to return your cloaks to the designated cloak return counters. Additionally, both graduates as well as their parents or their guests who have been invited can collect your refreshment packs which have been arranged in the foyer area. You'll have to present your refreshment token to receive your pack, so keep that in mind. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, once again, all the best to all of our graduates for a bright future, and a hearty congratulations to all of you. And with that, we say thank you to all of you for your presence here this morning, and I wish you a great day and a great career ahead. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a nice day.